The social stigma of counselling is changing, as more men are opening up to the idea of voicing their relationship woes to counsellors in an effort to save their marriage. But what are the differences between the men and the women who come for marriage counselling?
Generally, we see quite a number of women who come in and say, well, I don't feel loved, right? And I think that is because men sometimes express love differently from what women would like it to be. But men sometimes comes because they feel that they are not, they're neglected by their wives, because wives are spending more time caring for the children. Yeah. Women usually comes, I guess, generally they're more emotional. They want to come in and be able to just tell the story and vent. And men usually are more practically minded. They do want to have solutions. And sometimes they'll ask, how many more sessions? What happened after this?
Most of the men, when they really come, quite unfortunately, I would say, it's always almost like a last resort. That is what I observe about men. Whereas women, they are more willing to seek help before they reach what we call a terminal stage. Some of the wives, they are perfectionists, and the expectation is so high that I must say that some are really unrealistic. Right. And because of that kind of unrealistic expectation, it actually creates a lot of tension to a point where wives will even withhold sex just to spike and just to attack the man.
For many, the increase in the number of men going for marriage counselling comes as no surprise.
Men used to be the kind of guys that they wouldn't want to speak up if there's a problem, but I think, guys nowadays are just a bit more open and a bit more willing to talk about their problems. So probably it's just something that's going to happen sooner or later.
The women now, with working, and surprisingly some of them earn more, maybe guys feel a bit, their self-esteem becomes so low.
All of us are like living in a much more modern world, you see, so whatever problems that we may have, we might just just sit down and talk about it instead of having to mull over it and keep it inside and then wait for a time where you're like a walking time bomb and then snap, that's it, you just want to quit and just give it up.
But not all men agree with the idea of counselling to save their marriage.
I think marriage counselling per se to me is just a money-making racket. I think just like how you'd start a relationship, you court, you express how you feel about your woman, or the woman feels about the guy when you initially start a relationship is what makes it good, right? And then you stop doing that and then it just falls apart.
In the next clip, we ask the men if they will go for marriage counselling and what conflicts they have with their partners.